Good evening, ladies, as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone Arena action. We're playing Warrior. The first game we played against a Shaman, who was really bad, but gave me quite a fight because he had really good cards. Then we played against a Paladin who just had amazing cards non-stop the entire goddamn game, and he beat me. So that kind of sucked, but I still think the deck is good. It has a lot of weapons, lots of burn potential. Looking forward to burning people out. Alright, Warrior versus Rogue I like a lot. Even though the Rogue hero ability affects the board and the Warrior's does not, the Warrior has weapons which do the same thing as the Rogue hero ability. And the Rogue cannot heal automatically from her daggering of her weapon, whereas the Warrior, of course, does have the built-in healing. The reason I think that Warrior versus Rogue is so good, versus Warrior versus Paladin is so bad, is that I don't mind it if someone has a hero ability that takes stuff off of my board as a Warrior. Because a lot of my stuff is charge and my weapons hit the face. What I don't like are hero abilities that put stuff onto the board, like Shaman and Paladin actually are probably the two least favorite classes for me to play as a Warrior, and that's the first two classes that we played. So now we finally get a good matchup. We have a good start as well. Argent Squire, then armoring up, and then playing Scarlet Crusader. Hopefully my opponent's not wrecking any Blood Knights like I am. And I might even get lucky and see a Blood Knight myself, although because my opponent is a Rogue, it's likely that her response to Argent Squire will be Dagger and then hitting it twice. But I eat a piece of chocolate. My girlfriend says, "Your viewers are going to revolt against you now. Please don't. I need you guys."
The light protects me.
There's Gorehel number 1. She has something. And it is a dagger. Alright, well I got her to use a coin on a dagger. That's pretty great. So she will go up a card by doing this, but
I fight.
she will take 3 damage for doing so. And on top of that, she will, she's lost the coin. So I'm pretty happy with how that went down. She seems not to have a Blood Knight. If she did, she wouldn't be daggering the Argent Squire so aggressively. She would have waited until turn 2 to coin out the Blood Knight. So there's no way she has a Blood Knight.
I hope you like my
That means my Scarlet Crusader is safe. This is actually really annoying because the Novice Engineer is a great way to ping off the Divine Shield, which actually makes me want to play the Warsong Commander instead, and in fact I will do this. This is risky. There's a lot of different ways a Rogue could kill this thing off, but I want to play it now because the Scarlet Crusader, having the Novice Engineer ping off the Divine Shield and then her daggering it to death just sucks. Okay, she does not have an answer for the Warsong Commander, which is great news. Unfortunately, the Demolisher does not quite die to a charging Scarlet Crusader, so I'm going to have to use the somewhat less glamorous Korokron Elite. And now she could kill either of these with an with an Eviscerate. Backstab does not work because they're damaged, but Betrayal will also kill them all. Betrayal is probably the best card she could have. Looks like she doesn't have it, she just has an Imp Master, which is fine by me. Wow, I have the perfect continuation here. I got a Dark Scale Healer. Now, what I could do is I could play Sanjin, because it'll have charge, but I'd actually rather heal my creatures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the Imp like this, kill the Imp Master like this, play the Dark Scale Healer like that, and now my creatures are back to full health. I did not play around Betrayal. The Warsong Commander should be in the middle here. If she has Betrayal, that will suck. She'll kill the Warsong and deal most of the damage to the Dark Scale Healer. But okay, if I get a little bit lucky and she doesn't have that particular card, next turn I can play Sanjin and slam, or Scarlet Crusader and slam, depending on what she does. Unfortunately, I can't play both of these, but I do have 10 damage here. So the Shaman and the Paladin we played just had all the cards they needed all the time. Finally, we have an opponent who doesn't have every single card that they could possibly want, like a Betrayal, for example, would be great. Backstab would have been great to kill this. Even an Eviscerate would have been fine, as long as she could combo it out. Personally, if I'm a Rogue going second and my opponent plays turn 1 Argent Squire, I wouldn't actually dagger out, or coin out the dagger. I would just wait and play the dagger on turn 2. I don't think the coin is all that good for that. Especially if you have another 2-drop to play, it's better to play that instead. Because, the Argent Squire, when it's fielded by a Warrior, can't kill a 2-drop. Unless it's a 2-drop with only 1 health, like Loot Hoarder. Alright, I don't know what she's doing. I think she might be AFK. I don't see her hovering over anything. She seems to be just very frustrated by the fact that I healed up my minions by the Darkscale Healer. Yes, I think that is what's happening here. Is she gonna grief me and pass the turn? Nope. Oop. Alright, so that just happened. Let's go ahead and drop the more expensive creature, armor up. And we're gonna get a little bit of a win here through some AFK action, although I probably would have won even if my opponent hadn't gone AFK since that's such a strong board on turn 5. Oh man, she's actually hovering over stuff. So maybe she just had an internet fail or something and wasn't there. Why is the rope not here? Oh god, that's annoying. Her time ran out and she didn't do anything on her turn. Yeah, okay, so there's the fast rope. Okay, that was, as they say, that. Bit of a lame game. Oh, I actually need to play something else. Let's Gorehowl, I guess. Gyroblasting it like a beast since 2013. Oh man, she and I love each other. We really do. We really do. Alright, so, kind of weird games in this run so far. Shaman and Paladin had lots of good cards, that Rogue had nothing. Haven't really had any super tense matches, I don't think. Well, I guess you could say those first two games were somewhat tense, but nothing that was like a real back and forth. It was always just a beat down one direction or another. Von Lohengram, the Shaman, comes along. So Battle Rage is a nice card. I don't think it's useful early on. It's got too high of a risk of being dead if you keep it in your opening hand, so let's actually fish for other drops. We don't do a very good job fishing. The Cruel Taskmaster might not be playable on turn 2 because there might just not be any targets for it. Now, if my opponent were to oblige me and start out with like a Leper Gnome or something, that would be great. Oh, Dust Devil. Oh, Dust Devil. Well, this is not what my opponent wanted to see. So I've said this before and I'll say it again, folks. Don't play Dust Devil on turn 1, because you're forfeiting your second turn, and it's just not that difficult. Doesn't matter what class you're playing against, except for maybe Paladin. Maybe Paladin, but pretty much any class in this game just has lots of different ways of dealing with the turn 1 Dust Devil, and you screw yourself so much by doing that, because you rob yourself of your second turn, you're one less totem on the board. Oh my gosh, that was silly. I'm not saying you can't play with Dust Devil, just, you know, don't play it on turn 1. Alright, he's got a Stormforged Axe, so he catches up. So I went up ahead a card with Cruel Taskmaster, and then he got a card up ahead with the Stormforged Axe. Let's think about which of these creatures makes more sense to play. Let's go for the Sen'jin. The Sen'jin will protect my other creatures. Playing this, you know, the Stormforged Axe doesn't quite kill it, but this is just a hardier creature. I don't really need to deal with the damage just yet. He's going to Earth Shock the Sen'jin to get rid of the taunt. And he's going to coin into, what? Wolf Rider or something to finish this off? Iron for a Grizzly, okay. So the Grizzly plus the Stormforged Axe will kill my Sen'jin. Now, I don't condone this. The hitting of the enemy before you know it's actually going to die, that I think is generally bad play, because you never know what your opponent might do. Here it so happens I am going to just kill the Grizzly, but I mean, if I had Darkscale Healer, I could have healed this up and killed the Grizzly and lived to tell about it. Now, I could play the Abomination, but God, you see why I don't like this card? I mean, it's just, it doesn't protect my Sen'jin, because it just dies, and then the Sen'jin dies. So what we'll do is we'll do this, and I don't see the point of, alright, we'll play it, we'll try it out, we'll see how this goes. It's a 4/4 that can, like, bring down something with up to 6 health by running into it. So let's say, like, against a Fen Creeper, it holds up nicely. I'm not that big a fan of playing the Wolf now, because the Wolf will die. My opponent's going to kill it with the Stormforged Axe, but he does lose the Storm Knight in the process, so I guess that was alright. That was a pretty good Abomination. Fender Vergus, haven't seen you yet. Let's throw that down, swing for 5. Okay, my opponent's actually threatened with lethal damage here, just in time for me to play Gorehowl. He will get Gyroblasted to death if he can't deal with my board. Molten Giant's totally dead. Much rather have a Sea Giant, obviously. And Execute is actually pretty dead as well. Well, if he gets spell damage, Forked Lightning or something, then I'm in a little bit of a pickle. I don't want to play this, can't play this or this, and then playing this just seems silly. I can hit him in the face for 7, take him down to 5, but there's no guarantee I'll be able to burn him out. I mean, my deck does have a lot of burn potential, so yeah, I probably would do that. If he killed my minions, I probably would just Gorehell and hit him in the face. If he gets a Taunt Totem, lucky dog, I will Gorehell and kill the Taunt Totem. I'll put the Gorehell in my hand regardless and either go for the face or kill the Totem. But that's if he clears my board. He may or may not be able to actually do that. Now, granted, he could just do that now. Okay, so Fire Elemental kills that thing dead. I can swing for 7, plus 2 is 9 damage. It's risky, because if he starts putting up taunts, I'd be in a little bit of trouble. Well, I'm going to do my favorite thing in the world, folks. I'm going to hedge my bets. We're going to Gore Howl, and we're going to kill the Fire Elemental. Oh, I like how they sped up the Gore Howl animation, actually. It used to, like, do all the sorts of noising, but now it just attacks and the weapon drops instead of the regular part. That's nice. Fire Elemental number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Alrighty. Fine. Let's kill... Can I win? No, I can't win still. I can take him down to 4 health. Let's kill this thing. Now I can play Molten Giant. So let's see. Does my opponent have a Hex? He'd like one. It's the only card he could possibly play. Oh, Big Game Hunter. Hex and Big Game Hunter are the only cards. So Hex is the only common card he could play that would deal with this. He could still play a Hex. He could still play a Hex. He cannot play a Hex any longer. Well, now he's just dead. Yeah, he realizes the Giant plus the weapon will be the kill. So he didn't have the Hex. There's the Heroic Strike, a turn late. Turn late, $1 short, and that's the game. Gore Howl, pretty good card. That Gore Howl could have been a Shield Slam. Well, then it would have been weird, because if I had taken Shield Slam, I think... Was that what it was? Gore Howl versus Shield Slam? I remember right after that, I got like a shield block, which is the 3 mana, gain 5 armor. Yeah, it would have just ended up being a very different looking deck, so it's hard to say what would happen if I hadn't taken Gore Howl, but I'm happy that I took it. I think I would have been worse off without it. Mage, Zero the Mage. Alright, let's see how this goes. Generally, as a warrior against a mage, it's, a little bit tricky because while your hero ability goes a long way towards negating the mage's burn potential, the fact that the mage has such good board control is strong. Still, I'd rather probably play against a mage than against a paladin when I'm a warrior. This Cruel Taskmaster has been pretty lucky with targets. It killed a Loot Hoarder, chomped a Dust Devil. Now, Mirror Image, that's not good. This is an example where Cruel Taskmaster is very, very bad. I don't really want to slam these things. I don't want to Taskmaster them either. They'll just become a 2-1 and kill the Taskmaster. So yeah, that's a little bit weak for me. I can't deal with this. Now, luckily my opponent has a slow start. If she had a 2-drop to hide behind these Mirror Images, I would have been in trouble. Okay, I'm going to play Scarlet Crusader here. Now, I might say, Boris, why not play Fiery War Axe and kill these? Well, I'd rather get a creature on the board than a weapon in the hand, and this using up all of my mana is very significant because next turn I can play Fiery War Axe and Cruel Taskmaster, whereas if I played a Fiery War Axe, then there's no guarantee that I would have been able to play 2 things next turn. My opponent actually messed up here. She should have played Arcane Missiles first. That would have given her a 50-50 chance of killing the Scarlet Crusader. Now, if that had missed, then she could have played Fire Blast to finish it off. But it was a little bit too cautious to Fire Blast the Crusader first. If you're using Arcane Missiles, you need to take those coin flips, because over the course of your Hearthstone career, half the time you'll get a really good result, and then the other half the time you'll get still a pretty good result, just not as good. She'll Frostbolt this, so she's just, killing my stuff. She's not doing anything herself. It's a little scary. I'm not dealing any damage to her, and this deck really wants to burn out the opponent. I'm not dealing any damage to her, however. And that's bad, because the less damage I deal to my opponent in the early game, then the harder it is for this deck to win with its preferred method of winning, which is to burn out the opponent. She's probably going to start dropping some pretty big things right now, yeah, because otherwise, why has she been Fire Blasting so much? Okay, do I use an Execute on this thing? That's really the question I have on my mind. The answer is, damn it, because I really want to play Fen Creeper. But if I use Execute, there might be something later that I can't kill. Well, that's the risk I'm going to take. I think it's so important to put this Fen Creeper down. I want to just kill that off. Finally break past this Mirror Image, and there's no need to rush this Fiery War Axe. I want to get these big dudes onto the board, make it hard for my opponent to deal with my stuff. She has a mirror image and 7 cards. I have a total of 6 cards, drawing my 7th. Might get another card off a slam. She has Fireball for the Fen Creeper, which I'm kind of okay with. I really wouldn't mind seeing a Dark Scale Healer here. I assume she's going to Fire Blast my Ascension. Yep. Dark Scale Healer would be the ideal card. It would let me heal this up so it doesn't die. And I don't get it, of course, so... This is bad. I have nothing to do right now. Nothing whatsoever. I'm going to start hitting her face. I have so many weapons in this deck. Holding on to a fully charged weapon is just very risky. And yeah, I could just be in a lot of trouble. I just didn't have anything to play there. That mirror image plus all of... Like, she's played nothing but mirror image and a ton of removal. She hasn't played a single minion besides mirror image. But she's managed to clear my board and come out ahead on cards, so I'm in a lot of trouble. Damn, that's kind of an annoying way to lose, but that's how it goes. There's the coin for a 6-drop. What's it going to be? Lord of the Arena. Well, that's not the best 6-drop she could have had. Slam plus the Fiery War X will kill that. Did I just seriously get a Defender of Argus? It's the worst. I really need a card I can play. Cruel Taskmaster, are you kidding me? Oh my god. Well, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna play Cruel Taskmaster, waste it, and play Defender of Argus. I just need to play things. I need to play shit. Now, if she Flame Strikes this, would be 5 cards versus my 4. I can't play Molten Giant. Do you see why I don't like this Molten Giant? It's just not very good sometimes. But if she doesn't have a Flame Strike or she doesn't have a Blizzard, and these creatures actually get to live and I can put some damage through, that'd be nice. I don't even need my Burn in my hand, but I do have a lot of Burn still in my deck. She does have the Flame Strike, and I can't Cruel Taskmaster or Cleave it. Why is this so difficult? Why is this so difficult? Let's play Arcanite Reaper. Kill this thing dead. Armor up. And I'm just gonna waste this. I just need minions. I just need minions on the ground. And if I Arcanite Reap something else, I can play Molten Giant next turn. Hopefully she doesn't have a Polymorph. That's pretty much the one way she can kill this. And a Big Game Hunter, obviously, but the only common way she can really deal with this is via Polymorph. Fireball plus Fire Blast leaves us still with 1 health. Oh, this has been an annoying game. She's done nothing but kill my stuff. Now she's going to kill this as well. Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Unfortunately, Cleave is not quite good enough to kill this ghoul. Battle Rage. That's really unhelpful. Okay, let's hit this. I'm playing Molten Giant. I think it's more important to play that. I could have cleaved and gotten rid of everything that way, but I feel like it was more important to get the Molten Giant into play. So now Fireball plus this will kill my Molten Giant. Hopefully she doesn't have that. Arcane Intellect. Okay, so she could still get a card and kill the Molten Giant. Still has the mana for it.
You gotta be kidding!
Ventricle Mercenary. Alright, so now she can ping this so that it'll trade against the Ventricle Mercenary. I think she made a mistake pinging my face. She should have pinged this so that I couldn't run into the Ventricle Mercenary and kill it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cleave to get rid of the Ironforge Rifleman. And I've got a choice. I can either hit the Ventricle Mercenary so I can Battle Rage and get an extra card out of the deal, or I can just Battle Rage for a single card and use the Kor'kron Elite to kill that. I'm going to use the Kor'kron Elite to kill that, and to accept a 1 mana cycle. Alright, the Warsong Commander is good, because if I draw anything with 3 or less health, I can just charge with it and deal some extra damage. My opponent seems not to have an answer for this Molten Giant, which is good news for me. Hopefully she has not top-decked anything. If it can hit her again, then she's very much in the range where if I can just get a couple of my instant damage cards like Heroic Strike or Gore Howl or whatever, I can finish this game off. Harvest Golem makes no difference as long as it doesn't get taunt. Frostbolt will freeze this, which is extremely annoying. I don't have any silence in the deck, so I can't do anything about this. That's very annoying. So now she's going to work this thing down. Arcane Missiles, yeah, it's going to get worked down. So the Golem now will be able to cash out and kill this, and she's preventing 8 damage. That's frustrating. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and play the Warsong Commander. Now, the reason I'm doing this is, yes, I'm well aware that Jungle Panther does not have charge. But if she's going to kill this, then she's not going to kill this, is my hope. If she plays Blizzard or something, then FML, that's just life. But I need to put some creatures on the board and start to pressure her a little bit. Now, if she doesn't have mass removal, she has an ugly choice between killing the Giant or killing this. Alright, she's going to go for some Knife Flings to help her work things down. The damaged golem pops back, and the knife juggler gets a fling. It goes in my face, which was very good. I did not want it to hit any of my minions. She has 2 cards left, so I'm actually really far behind on cards. And not even really all that ahead on health, either. Arcane Missiles number 3. Ah, I got the kill. She again did it out of order. Should have fire blasted afterwards. Abomination. Alright, let's do this. Armor up. I'm going to hit her in the face with the Jungle Panther. The Panther's dead to the Abomination anyway, so I might as well do that. So basically, we're in a top deck war, assuming this doesn't get polymorphed or silenced. The board clears out, and then she's got 2 extra cards. So she's winning the top deck war, which is pretty bad. She actually has a silence. Are you goddamn kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. Well, I feel like if I end up losing this arena and having a very unimpressive performance, it's just a bad luck. I mean, that mage had so much removal. I pretty much never had a chance to get anything to stick. So now she's 3 cards ahead of me in the top deck war. I got Direwolf Elbow, which is really unhelpful. And I'm going to play it anyway because I need to stall for time. I mean, if I like top deck Gorehowl and then another Gorehowl and then Heroic Strike, I can actually kill her if she doesn't play Taunts or Life Gain. But I need to put things down so that she doesn't just deal 4 damage to me per turn. So she uses the damage golem to kill my wolf. Hits me in the face. She's holding her cards close to her chest, so they're either like removal cards or perhaps she's holding onto a Pyroblast. Senjin, well, we're about to find out if she indeed has some kind of removal. If I can hit her in the face just once with this thing, that will dramatically improve my odds of being able to draw Gorehowls and win. Let's see what she's got. She's been holding on to these. This is a card she's been holding on to, and it is a polymorph, so that's good. The problem is I don't have anything big left. I've already used a Molten Giant, so unless I get back-to-back like the Scarlet Crusader Blood Knight or something, that polymorph is not going to find any better targets. Okay, so here's Gorehowl. I'm going to actually kill this owl with it. Losing 1 damage off the Gorehowl is not that big of a deal. It's not that likely to make a difference. I still have this. It could still go to the face. Like if I get, for example, a second Gorehowl, then I'll throw this at her face. But right now, I feel like taking that off the board is a good way to hedge my bets. And perhaps win, you know, fairly via card advantage. Okay, so this is a lot of power. This is 6 power, 6 toughness. Just gonna keep fire blasting me. Let's take a look at what I get before deciding whether to go for the burn or play fairly. Alright, with the Dark Scale Healer, I'm inclined to play fair. So let's kill that guy. Armor up. Pass the turn. So this trumps her creature. She's still keeping lots of cards. But if this thing can hit her, that's, you know, 9 damage here. She'll be at 6 health. The second Gorehowl will win the game, unless she can play a Taunt or Life Gain. So she's used a polymorph already. Does she have another polymorph? There were like 2 cards that she was holding onto for quite a while. One of them could have been a Flame Strike, of course, that she just didn't want to play. Flame Strike would be a way of killing this as well. She gets a 5/5, which will die to Gorehowl. And she did, in fact, have a second polymorph. Alright. So I will get to kill this thing. I've got enough health that I still won't die to Pyroblast, which is good. Wolf Rider is nice to see. Let's kill that. And let's think about this. So do I Wolf Rider her face, letting her fire blast it down? I think the answer is yes, because Gorehowl will kill this stupid squire. And now I'm at the point where, again, I could potentially get like another Gorehowl and win over a couple of turns. Unless she's got a Pyroblast or a Fireball that she's saving, I should be okay here. It sucks that this 2/1 minion and I've wasted both of my Cruel Taskmasters this game. She is going to go for the Fireball to the face. Presumably she has, well, she could have another, okay, if she had another Fireball, she would have just won right there on the spot. So it tells me she's not holding another Fireball. Whoa, let's not be super silly. Let's kill the Squire. Play Dark Iron Dwarf, armor up. Which I know she doesn't have a Fireball, because if she had a Fireball, she would have just won that turn. But she could have a Pyroblast and win right here, which is possible, of course. She might have also just Fireballed my face, not because she's about to win, but just out of frustration, because I'm not giving her any targets to Fireball. She did have the Pyroblast. That was freaking idiotic. So she just drafted a deck full of removal, and that was not a good way to go, I don't think, with Mage, but the problem is that my deck does not have a super high minion count. It has lots of weapons and weird spells and things. So I really need my minions that I do play to stick, and they didn't stick because she had nothing but removal. It's like she drafted every single removal spell she saw, and that just happened to be very good against my deck. So it's kind of unfortunate. I think perhaps I could have played better or drafted better, but I do think that was just a very bad matchup for me. The opponent drafted badly, but in a way that happens to do very well against my deck, and so I lost. Almost was able to burn her out, but she just ended up... I took a lot of damage with Gorehowl, of course. And even if I had used the Wolf Rider to kill the Squire, she still would have gotten me down into Pyroblast range. Oh, that's annoying. And we have another Shaman. Alright, Snarker's the Shaman. We beat the other two Shamans. Here we are at 3 wins with what I think is a pretty good deck. So it's kind of annoying that we're at 3-2, but I've made a couple of calls in the past where I was at 3-2 and I was like, nope, I think I'm going to make it to 7. I'm going to do that again here. I really think this deck should make it to 7, and I'll be annoyed if it doesn't, even though I started out 1-1 and I'm now at 3-2. I really feel that this deck is good enough to make it there, and we've just had some pretty ridiculous matchups, some that are statistically outlying and should likely not happen again. Alright, here we have nothing to do except Heroic Strike the face. I will not do that, so I'll armor up. We now have Wolf Rider, which will kill most things she could play here. He could play here. And the question is, do I use that or do I use the Heroic Strike? Well, I'm going to use the Wolf Rider because it costs more mana and deals less damage, so its value as a minion that can stick around is not as important to me as the fact that it costs more mana and deals less damage. I mean, this could bring down Unbound Elementals, which is very important. Mind Control attack. Alright, so here we have a couple of options. I can either leave this alone and just play the Gnomish Inventor, or I could play the Heroic Strike and kill it, but then I can't do anything else. Well, let's play the Gnomish Inventor and get a card. Then, next turn I have a choice of lots of options. Fen Creeper, Panther plus Heroic Strike, or even this top deck Dark Iron Dwarf to kill the Mind Control attack. Lots of different ways I could go about this. Alright, he also has a Gnomish Inventor. And he's going to hover the Mind Control attack and go for the face. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. I could do Dark Iron Dwarf, which would let this kill that. Then it'll drop back, be a 2-2. I could play Fen Creeper to protect my interest, but then I don't kill anything of his. I could Heroic Strike the Gnomish Inventor, going down a card. And then play the Wolf, though, and go up a card and kill the Mind Control attack. All these are valid options. All are valid options. I could leave the Gnomish Inventor alone, kill the Mind Control attack with Heroic Strike, play the Panther, and just swing for the face. And the Gnomish Inventor can run into here, and then Forked Lightning would be really good. Yeah, if I'm going to open myself up to Forked Lightning, I might as well do it in a way that clears his board. So I didn't use up all of my mana, unfortunately, but it's okay. So Forked Lightning, of course, will get him back a card, but then he'll be overloaded next turn. He's got 8 cards to my 7, soon to be 8, so I'm ahead for the time being. Turn 6 is awkward. I can only play any one of my cards, so I'll have to play the Fen Creeper most likely. His Doomhammer. Ah, jeez, that's severe. So luckily I've got enough health that he's not going to kill me with this Doomhammer. And he is going to take 4 damage killing my minions. Youch. Youchy, youchy. Alright, let's go ahead and do a pair of 3 drops. So he can Doomhammer this thing twice to kill it, but I would not recommend that. That's a lot of damage. He really shouldn't do that. He could Earthshock this. Forked Lightning would be good here as well. Dread Corsair, very cheap. He's gonna coin. I don't like the look of this coin. Harp Skull. Yeah, that's annoying. Alright, so the question is he gonna double kill the Scarlet Crusader? It looks like he is gonna hit it at least once. And he's gonna hedge his bets. Interesting choice there with the bet hedging. I don't know if I would have gone for it like that myself. Alright. What I'm gonna do here is play Fen Creeper to protect my interests. Armor up. We'll use the Scarlet Crusader to kill the pirate. We're gonna hit him in the face. So now I've got 7 damage, plus 4 is 11, plus 2 is 13 damage. He's actually pretty low on health. This Panther can attack even one more time. We've got a pretty decent chance of burning the opponent out. Like, let's say he doesn't play a taunt. Kor'kon Elite plus Dark Iron Dwarf, smash him for 6. 6 plus 4 is 10 damage. Well, he's got the Hex. And Wind Speaker, well, that's one of the few times we're ever going to see a good Wind Speaker. He can now kill the Frog and my Panther. And then, of course, he still has the Doomhammer. Hit me in the face with a couple of times. So I still could do this. I could still just hit him for 8 damage down to 11 health. And then Gorehowl with Heroic Strike represents the win. I'm going to go for it. Because this board is actually bigger than his board. And we do have the double Gorehowl here. So I'm going to just do it. I'm going to go for it. I've got plenty of health. I'm not that worried about it. So he can hit me for 4 plus 5 is 9 damage. It's just not that impressive. He can hit me for 15 if he has a Rockbiter weapon. That would take me down to the point where actually like a Bloodlust could potentially get me close to losing, but mean, right now... that's annoying. Taunt. That sucks. Well, Gorehowl will have to take a little field trip on this Fen Creeper. Lightning Bolt will take out the Korkon Elite, unfortunately. No! He's got Forked Lightning or something? Elven Archer, ladies and gentlemen, is what he has. Oh, God. Alright, so he's got the board advantage, but I'm going to drop Gorehowl, and I think I should be able to actually hang on for dear life here. I could also play Molten Giant, which is an interesting possibility. No, I'm just going to Gorehowl and keep it simple, keep it safe. Let's Gorehowl this. Play Cleave. Job's done. So now I have this weapon in hand. I can clear out Taunt Totems if I need to. I can clear out other Taunters as well. 14 health with 3 cards. He shouldn't be able to kill me. It's possible. You could have like Lava Burst, Lava Burst. No, that wouldn't. He wouldn't quite be able to do it. But he can come close. Alright, so now what's going to happen is I'm going to hit this guy. Oop, do I want to slam to draw a card? Now let's just hit it. So now I get a free Molten Giant. I can armor up. And we're good to go. So 8 plus 5 is 13 damage on the nose. He needs to have something to not die right now. Hex, of course, or a Big Game Hunter would be the best answers, just to kill my Giant. Otherwise, the Giant's very difficult for Shaman to kill. If he plays a Taunt Totem, I have the Slam to clear it out. I am threatening lethal here, and it is a little bit difficult. Shamans are somewhat limited by the number of outs they have to deal with this. He fishes for a totem. 1 in 3 chance of getting a taunt. He actually flips it. Okay. He's going to go for the face. And pass the turn, which is quite interesting, but that's fine. So we slam the Taunt Totem. And then that's the kill on the nose. And he says, well played. Alright, so we're up to 4 wins. That was not the most comfortable of wins. I did get down pretty low on health. The Molten Giant was quite good, though. So, still not a big fan of the Molten Giant card, but it does have its uses, and I am now 100% certain that it is better than Mountain Giant, which is just abysmal trash. In the arena. In Constructed, it's totally fine, of course. Let's take another piece of chocolate for good luck. My girlfriend has signed off. I guess she and her son had enough of Hearthstone for the day.
Garrosh versus Jaina.
Paco-licious, the mage.
Victory or death!
These are all easy choices. Do I keep the Korkon? I might have to. If I get a super slow start, I'll need this to be able to play on turn 3 with the coin. And that is what happened. She mulligans her whole hand as well. Fishing for those mana worms, no doubt. Oh my god. Are you goddamn kidding me? So this is a repeat of my last game against a mage, where this preserved enough damage for her and I wasn't able to get anything to stick for long enough that it actually caused problems. In fact, we're continuing in the same exact vein. Just like the last mage, she didn't have anything on turn 2. Is this going to be another one of those games? Because if it is, that's annoying. Let's see if she's going to have a 3-drop for me here. She's going to draw a card, so she's up a card now. Lord of a friggin' pony. Alright. Let's, I'm going to play Wolf Rider. Save the coin. Yeah, she can Fire Blast that, but that'll be half her turn, so I'd rather see that than see her do something productive, and then it keeps the coin, which might be helpful later on. We'll see. Ah, she got a drop, and still she can Fire Blast this. That's very irritating, and this drop will also kill the Korkon Elite. This is all 100% super irritating. Should I play the Abomination? Or play a Senjin? Let's see, if I play Senjin, Holds up against her stuff, threatens to kill a mirror image. Yeah, we'll go for this engine here. Next turn I might be able to play the Korokron, kill the mirror image, and take out this raptor. This raptor is extremely irritating because it prevented the Korokron Elite from being any good.
Locked and loaded.
She's going to actually shoot this thing down with the Ironforge Rifleman and Fire Blast. I can play this again. Seems kind of pointless. Here is finally where I need to use the coin. So the Korokron Elite will kill that, and now I can coin at the Fiery War Axe to kill that to preserve my Korokron Elite. Alright, we're ready to start dealing damage, but the odds of this thing surviving the turn are, I think, pretty much 0, because she's had a very slow start and played nothing but junk, so she's probably got some Frostbolts or something up there. She has 7 cards, and I have the same number of cards, so I'm actually doing okay on cards. Alright, she's going up a card now for half her mana, looking for those Frostbolts. Doesn't have a Frostbolt, she has a secret. I don't want to Cruel Taskmaster this because there's a chance it's Vaporize. Let's go ahead and do this. In case it's Mirror Entity, this is a good thing to waste Mirror Entity on. It's not. Well, let's check for Vaporize / Ice Armor. Please be Ice Armor. It's Vaporize. Ah, the endless removal. Since I'm holding an Arcanite Reaper in my hand, we will just hit her in the face. Got a decent amount of burn potential here. This is 10, 14, 16 damage. 18 if I'm a little bit lucky. That's going to leave her at 9 health, but I figure it's worth it to free up my hand in case I need to Arcanite Reap some big minion that she drops. She drops a Mana Worm, which would have died to Fiery War Axe just fine. That's kind of unfortunate. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Another mirror image? This is ridiculous. And if that's a third Arcane Intellect, I'm going to go ahead and say that's a little bit too many Arcane Intellects there. I think that she's officially playing with too many Arcane Intellects. The problem with Abomination is it's very vulnerable to Polymorph.
I hope you like my invention.
But at this point, it's either that or like Korokron Elite. Gorehowl is useless. Korokron Elite... I can kill that, kill the Novice Engineer, and then be super exposed to Flame Strike. Of course, you can play Flame Strike anyway, it'll kill this. Kill this, Mana Worm will survive and grow. Oh, man.
Hey, give me a minute.
Okay, we're gonna expose ourselves a little bit to Flame Strike. I would have burned her. I would have tried to race because I could have hit her for 6-8 damage that turn. Down to the point where Arcanite Reaper plus Gorehowl is pretty much the win. But those mirror images are so irritating, and she has tons of cards now. So Flame Strike is what she needs. It'll clear my board and grow the Mana Worm. She doesn't have it. She has a Cone of Cold, which is just about as annoying. The question is, what's her follow-up to that? Because if she leaves any of this stuff alive, that makes my Battle Rage quite good. And I am at full health, so if I Battle Rage for like 3 cards, that's basically going to get me back in it. As far as card advantage goes. If I hadn't hit her in the face with Fiery War Axe, I would have had an answer to Mana Worm. I just wasn't expecting a Mana Worm to be so late in the game. She will Fireball what? My face? She's actually going for the burn herself. Interesting choice. That means I am going to actually get to draw a bajillion cards off Battle Rage. 4, to be exact.
Well played.
Okay. I will kill that Mana Worm, but without hitting it with my weapon, because I have a fear that I will need all the health I can get at this point. So here's the Cruel Taskmaster for the kill. And I will go ahead and drop Argent Squire as well, instead of armoring up. She can't burn me out just yet. And I've got all the damage in my hand that I need to kill her. I just need to actually, you know, get it through. Frost Nova. Oh my god, are you goddamn kidding me? I have no taunt except for the Abomination. If I could damage this in any way, then Execute would be great, but I can only damage it with my face. Well, if I'm gonna damage it with my face, I might as well just Gorehowl. And hope that my hero ability is good enough. So I'm at 16 health, she can't kill me just yet. Let's see if she actually has a Flame Strike or a Blizzard to clear my board with. Blizzard won't quite clear the board. Flame Strike will. There's a lot of damage, so if she, in 6 cards, does not have one of those mass removal spells, I can deal a lot of damage to her very quickly. And this is a taunter, but it's not my favorite taunter at the moment. Is she going to go for the face? She probably should. If she doesn't have Flame Strike to clear the board, she might as well just go for the face and try to race me out. I am pretty low on health. Defender of Argus, though, would be great, because then I could play Molten Giant and Defender of Argus. That would protect me at least from minions. She's going to play another Cone of Cold to freeze most of my team. Okay, Cleave is what would be good right now. Kill her board. Yeah, she's going for the face. Gorehell number 2 drops down. Okay. Well, let's kill the Wolf Rider. The Abomination is just abysmal now because it would kill my entire team. I will Gorehowl this thing. Armor up. So I am at the point now where like a couple of Fireballs and a Frostbolt will win her the game. But I can play a Molten Giant, which is hopefully not going to be irrelevant. And a Scarlet Crusader.
For the crusade!
And she seems not to have any Flame Strike, so I'm just going to go ahead and drop a Dark Iron Dwarf. Pass the turn. So either she has the Burn to kill me with, or she has the Flame Strike, but now the Flame Strike won't kill the Molten Giant. And she's still 27 health, so I'll have to start, like, you know, taking a long time to actually kill things. Does she have a Blizzard here with her last 6 men? No, she's a Boulder Fist Ogre. That's not good enough. Not at all good enough. Blood Knight. Alright. What we're gonna do here is the following. We're gonna suck off the Scarlet Crusader.
Glory to the Sindora.
It's not Mere Entity. We're gonna check for Vaporize. It is that or Ice Barrier. This time it's Ice Barrier. Okay, fine. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna use
Join or die.
my weak minions to kill this Boulder Fist Ogre. So that, Oh, I shouldn't have thrown that away. That was silly. I should have thrown the No Mission Mentor away. Well, that guy was on borrowed time. Anyway, the point of what I'm doing here is I want to keep my Molten Giant at full health so it doesn't get pinged off. Now we're at 15 health, which is pretty good. I will go ahead and commit the Heroic Strike to her face and send the Gorl the hell that way. So now we're threatening lethal on the board. With 2 cards, she cannot deal 15 damage. There's no way. She can only freeze my minions, but then I've got, you know, Arcanite Reaper and then followed up by Gorehowl. So I should actually be able to beat this mage. This mage didn't have as much removal as that first mage, and so she's going to lose. She has Pyroblast, but thankfully I'm a warrior. And I will leave with 5 health.
Well played.
That's 2 mages we faced today who had Pyroblast. Pyroblast is an epic. Not that likely to be had, but they had it and they drew it as well. Alright, 5 wins! And 2 losses. I still think I can make it to 7. I don't care if you don't believe in me, because I believe in myself. And if I lose, then I'll just whine a lot and it'll be okay. Because life is still good. Life is still fine.
Garrosh versus
Joe Settles. I don't know what that is. Alright, we got the Cruel Taskmaster Execute combo, and I am going to keep it. Even though it's more of a late game combo, Priest could drop like Light Spawns and some things like that, or like Light Wells that I will actually use an Execute Cruel Taskmaster combo on. So I just want to be super safe while building up a mass of rush cards. So the Wolf is not my favorite turn to play, but it is a card I will play if needed.
Is someone injured?
Northshire Cleric. Alright, so do we play the Wolf basically goading the person into playing Northshire Cleric? Or attacking the Wolf with Northshire Cleric and then healing it up for a card? Well, then the Wolf will be at 1 health. It's actually kind of a crappy situation. So I'm not going to do it. That Northshire Cleric really bums me out. I'll have to use Wolf Rider to kill it. I just hope he doesn't have any Power Word Shields or Divine Spirits. And we can just get a clean kill on this thing. The best would be if he passed the turn. That would be nice. That would be ultra nice. No, that's not passing the turn, you ass.
for the crusade.
Scarlet Crusader. Well, this is interesting. I could get a Blood Knight and be very lucky. I seem to have bad luck drawing my Blood Knights against opponents who play Scarlet Crusaders. So we kill his 1-drop, go for a 3-drop. Now this thing, I hope I can pop the Divine Shield with a Gnomish Inventor if I don't top deck Blood Knight. So that Cruel Taskmaster will be able to finish it off. Alright, down we go. And he actually doesn't have anything to do on turn 3, which is really good news. So I can play Gnomish Inventor, go up a card, and be good to go. Cruel Taskmaster. So I can actually kill this with a pair of Cruel Taskmasters. Let's not commit to that just yet. Let's draw a card. This is a very good card in context, because it'll pop the Divine Shield and live to tell about it. And then we'll see if we want to do the Cruel Taskmaster to kill the Scarlet Crusader or what's going on. Shadow Word Pain. So I went up Stone Cold a card, just because I got a card off the Nomus Inventor, and he played one of his premier removal cards, killing it. It's fine by me. Alright, so I can either play Panther and Armor Up, or Panther and Wolf. Or, yeah, let's just Panther Armor Up. This is a little bit slow, but I can play the Wolf next turn. The Panther will then deal 5 damage. That'll kill most 5-drops, and I still have I'm still leaving open the potential of drawing a Blood Knight.
They'll never know.
Nightblade! Oh, who plays Nightblade? Who plays Nightblade? Abomination. Alright, man, that Abomination just been pissing me off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill this Nightblade, and I'm gonna play the Abomination. So he can pop the Divine Shield, and then they both kind of survive and stare at each other. But if this thing pops, it'll kill the Scarlet Crusader afterwards. If he buffs the Scarlet Crusader such that it kills the Abomination, fine. Then the Abomination will blow up, and the Scarlet Crusader will die anyway.
Embrace
Soul Priest, huh? Alright, so he's gonna burn this and kill that way. So Scarlet Crusader will go down. Fiery War Axe would be nice. Darkscale Healer is alright. I will execute that. I think it's worth executing. Play that. Heal up. Pass the turn. Still haven't gotten any of my weapons, which is a little bit annoying. I haven't not been able to use the Cruel Taskmasters at all either. But I could Cruel Taskmaster on the Darkscale Healer and Battle Rage. Okay, never mind. With this in play, I'd rather just hit it in Battle Rage. There's no need to use the Cruel Taskmaster. He'll heal himself up, which is fine. So Battle Rage will be 2 cards, and that's good enough, I think. I'm okay with that. So we'll hit this. Battle Rage for 2 cards. Play Senjin. Play... So I've got a pretty nice board advantage here. 6 cards to 8, and I'm drawing my 9th. Although I don't really have much of my burn stuff here, I've got good enough health total and a pretty good board. Shadow Word Death will kill the Darkscale Healer now that it's being buffed. Now the Senjin being buffed is good, it makes it immune to Shadow Word Pains. He's got that thing. Okay, so finally I can use the Cruel Taskmaster to kill something. The Piglet. Okay, Scarlet Crusader, huh? Well, let's do this. I'll take a little bit of a risk. I'm not gonna kill this thing. We're gonna start putting damage on. I have 2 Taunters protecting my Wolf and Scarlet Crusader over here. I have just such a huge board. Holy Nova's not adequate for this. These guys do not die to Shadow Words. It's just a nightmare for a priest to deal with this. I didn't feel the need to stop and detract 4 damage to kill the Razorfin Hunter. We'll see if I end up paying for that decision or not. But right now, Mad Bomber. Oh my god, if this Mad Bomber actually does anything good. Okay, so it was a pretty unremarkable Mad Bomber. Just did 1 damage here. Okay, so now he gets to heal this up and draw a card. So the Mad Bomber did what he wanted, I guess. He damaged his own minion, letting the Earthstrike Cleric do some work. But notice, this is 8, 11, 13, 14 damage, 15, or 19 damage with the Core Elite. He actually silences the Wolf, which is a good target choice. Gorehowl. Okay, let's think about this. 3, 6, 8, 11, 14. 14 plus 4 is 18. 18 plus 2 is 20 damage. Then Gorehowl is the win next turn. I think that's worth doing. So who am I going to cruelly taskmaster? Well, the Wolf, I think, because the Wolf is already kind of crappy. We're just going to actually throw everything at the face. So now the Gorehowl threatens the kill. My minions on the board threaten the kill. Holy Nova's not adequate. He'd have to Holy Nova, and to kill this, and this, and this, he'd have to throw away some of his other minions. Holy Nova plus healing would take him up to 8 health. But then if any of my minions are around, he'd die to Gorehowl. He plays a Soul Priest, which is a bit bold, because now he can't heal. So now he's guaranteed to lose, basically. He can burn away, you know, one of my minions. But it doesn't matter. He actually burned something that didn't even die. Okay, so he's just dead.
Well played.
Yeah, I don't need the Gyroblast. I'm not gonna bad mana Ridley Whip it out or anything. Okay, Josedals goes down, and I made, this is like, actually I have a pretty good record. I have a pretty good track record, I think, of getting off to an early bad start, claiming that the deck is actually good, and then doing well. We still end up making it to 6-2, despite the fact that we were 1-1 and then 3-2. And I think I have a better than average chance of getting my 7th win. Of course, it could be wrong, but I've been doing a pretty good job making it to 7 lately, so if I lose here, then that's okay. Can't always win when you're on the cusp. Sometimes we'll get unlucky and lose. Now, I actually have a 50% lifetime average of 7 wins or higher, so I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to, once again, change the definition of success. For a while, well, when I started, I considered 7 wins a successful arena because obviously you're getting your money back, but now, and then I got kind of frustrated, so I redefined success as 6 wins, so I wouldn't get so upset when I didn't make it to 7. But now that my success rate lifetime is back to 50%, and in fact, for you know, the new era, it's up to like 53% of getting up to 7 wins. I just want to say that that's a success and leave it at that. So I have a 50% lifetime success rate, 54% in the new era, and that's pretty good. So if I don't make it here, I'll, you know, drop a little bit below, but that is totally fine. It's another mage who will test our metal. Let's see if Cruel Taskmaster gets a good target. These guys have been super hit or miss. I mean, they've been godlike, and they've also been suck-like. It's just been gone both ways. What I'm going to do here is coin out the Warsong Commander. Now, you might say, Boris, why are you doing that? It's not as durable as a Scarlet Crusader. The reason is that now my opponent has to kill this, and pretty much any way of killing this that she has will require her entire turn. So I'm playing this as a tempo move. Now, if she happens not to have an answer to it, well, then I'll just play Scarlet Crusader. She has, of course, the perfect answer to it, because of course she does. But if you ask your opponent enough questions, eventually they will run out of answers. This is going to be a good drop next turn. 4 drops now. There are definitely things that would, you know, give the Scarlet Crusader pause. Does she have a silence? That would be very annoying. Nope, she's going to Fire Blast to ping off the Divine Shield, and passing the turn. Alright, that's great. So we're going to go ahead and keep on using all of our mana. I don't mind that the Scarlet Crusader is going to get pinged to death. This is one of those things, by the way, I'd like to just point out, you know, to newer players. When you play against a mage, it might be very frustrating to see the mage fire blasting your minions, but keep in mind, I mean, she spent her entire last turn getting rid of the Divine Shield and most of her current turn, you know, pinging it. So, like, she's just not making good progress. Got a couple of ways of dealing with this. I could, of course, slam it and Cruel Taskmaster. I could also wolf and throw away the Kirin Tor Mage. I could also, if I'm going to throw this away, I could just Cruel Taskmaster, the Gnomish Inventor, just have that trade with the Kirin Tor Mage, and then it lets me play the Panther as well. So I get the Cruel Taskmaster and the Panther, and I get to save the Slam. I'm going to do it that way because, well, hang on. So Slam Execute is the combo, but so is Cruel Taskmaster Execute. However, if I slam this and use the Cruel Taskmaster, then Execute doesn't have a combo anymore. So yes, we're actually going to do this. We're going to throw away the Gnomish Inventor to kill the Kirin Tor Mage, and then we're going to play the Panther. Now I got 2 minions on the board. I cleared her board, ready to drop the Wolf. Swing for 8. She's down below 20 health. This Panther's also good in case she drops a 5 toughness minion of some sort. I can use the Wolf to reach up and kill it. And if she plays like an Ogre, I'll Slam Execute. So I've got a variety of answers here. This is actually the most annoying thing she could have played, because none of my stuff really works. Slam Execute doesn't actually kill it. Oh, this is awkward. Alright, well, I guess what we'll do is we'll slam this anyway. Draw a card. Ooh, Defender of Argus, you tempt me. Problem is, if I Defender of Argus and hit her in the face and she Flame Strikes, it'll suck. So we're gonna do this. Kill that thing. I will do Premature Defender of Argus.
My shield for Argus.
Hit her for 5. Now she has the unpleasant choice of either Flame Striking, just to kill 2 minions, or, you know, having a 5/3 on the table, which, if she has a Frostbolt, that's a great answer, but anything else, you know, this will kill, and Fireball and Polymorph she probably doesn't want to use against it. Does she have a Frostbolt for this thing? She wants to. She definitely wants to. Next turn, I'm going to play Gorehowl to kill this engine, swing for 7, hopefully. Hopefully. She's going to Fire Blast. What? Interesting choice. That's a mistake. You should always Fire Blast your opponent's creatures, unless there's a really good reason not to. Okay, so I can Gorehowl to kill this, or I can actually use Direwolf Alpha, and then the Korkon Elite to kill that. Well, let's do the Gorehowl. This puts the Gorehowl in my hand, keeps my surprise in my back pocket. And at this point, am I threatening lethal? Well, I've got 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 5 is 14 damage. That's more than enough. She's got the Flame Strike. Okay, so it's a good thing I didn't put the Wolf down. I would have lost the Wolf last turn if I had put it down. So what we do here is we play the Korokron Elite. Wolfie McWolf's son. Swing for 5. Since I don't have any other damage in my hand, I'm not going to Gore Howl her face here. But if I... Ah, man. You know what? I'm just going to Gore Howl her face. There's so much in my deck that will kill her, and I'm threatening lethal on the board. I think it's just worth it. I mean, this thing is 2 damage. If I draw any of my other stuff, Korokron Elite, any of my other weapons, I'm just in good shape. She does have the Polymorph, so that's good, because the Polymorph would have been the answer to the Abomination. She'll Frostbolt the Wolf, and she actually has enough to ping off the Sheep as well, so she had all the answers there. Fine, fine, fine. There it is. No need to play my other creatures. We'll just Arcanite Reaper, kill her, and we're up to 7 wins! I think it is time for some celebratory Trader Joe's Dark Chocolate. This is the last piece in the bag. I leveled up to 45, which I think is actually my highest class level. No rewards. Man, that feels good. Chocolate. Such good chocolate.
Garrosh versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild. Victory or death!
Here we have Hubris the Druid. I'll keep the Cleave, although there's a chance it will be dead. There's a chance it will be amazing. Hey, Fiery War Axe! In my opening hand, what is this unheard of luxury? I barely know what 'tis that I'm seeing.
My greetings.
My greetings as well. Oh, I guess I should actually say that. I will not coin out a Fiery War Axe. I've got nothing else to do the following turn if I do. And if I had a 2-drop, I would have just coined that out and played the Fiery War Axe afterwards. Monty Berserker! AKA, thank God for Fiery War Axe. Alright, now why don't you play Scarlet Crusader? Blood Knight arrives in my opening hand the game after my opponent played a turn 3 Scarlet Crusader. Let's see if maybe my opponent now will do that again so I can actually use the Blood Knight. Scarlet Crusader? No, Harvest Golem. Lame! Lame. Ah, that's really lame. You know what? I'm not going to waste that Blood Knight. I'm not going to waste it. I'm just not going to waste it. We're going to play No Mission Venture, draw a card. And we're going to hit this thing. Kind of depressing, but I've got a Scarlet Crusader and an Argent Squire in my deck. If I have reasonable alternatives to playing Blood Knight, I will play those reasonable alternatives. Now, I'm not going to bend over backwards just to keep this in my hand forever, but between him maybe playing stuff that'll work on, or me having my own thing, seems worth it. Alright, so I could either hit this and Cleave to finish them both off, and also Battle Rage to get 2 cards, or I can just play Senjin. Let's go ahead and play the Senjin. It's a little bit risky, but I feel like it's worth the risk, because the Senjin holds up really well. It threatens to kill his Grizzly, and then the No Mission Venture can kill the damaged Golem, and then the Battle Rage would be 3 cards. Now, he could, of course, answer this in some way, but I decided to go for it, because it's a pretty big payoff if it actually works. Yes, Swipe, which is not the greatest in this situation, because he doesn't have enough damn mana left over to Shapeshift. So he's just going to clear my board out, but that wasn't that impressive. Alright, so there's Gore Howl, so let's play Fen Creeper. It's very, very good against his board again. Notice, even after he used Swipe, he has 5 cards in hand to my 6. He's going to pop the Divine Shield against the Fen Creeper, and then lose the bear. Okay. So I could use Korokron Elite to kill that, or I could play Panther and give up on the Blood Knight. Abomination seems kind of lame here. Alright, we'll play Panther and Blood Knight.
Glory to the Sindora.
Wasting its ability. But I'd rather lose this to the guy than my Korokron Elite, which is charge and could be used to burn out the opponent later on. He will trade himself off. Go for Mad Bomber. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. It's just, that's less than 50% odds, and it keeps on happening. Alright, luckily, Gore Howl's a pretty good card. We get to kill this engine off. I'm getting a little bit low on health here, but I'm going to have massive card advantage, so I should be okay, I think. Especially with the Senjin to protect me. Seriously, the number of times that Mad Bomber has gotten to kill my two toughest minions is absurd. Agent of War! Oh my god, are you goddamn kidding me? Well, I can actually kill that thing thanks to Gorehowl, but still, that's ridiculous. So there's Gorehowl number 2. Let's go ahead and cleave to deal a little bit of damage. And kill off the Mad Bomber. It actually doesn't make any difference for killing that. So I was going to use Core Chrono Elite regardless, but the cleave was basically a 2-mana removal for Mad Bomber. So I'm down to 14 health, which is a little bit depressing, but he's only got 4 cards to my 4. I have another Gorehowl. I've got Senjin. So unless he can really turn on the heat here, he'll be in a little bit of trouble. That's scary, because, oh jeez, that's really scary. Takes me down very low.
Shields up.
And he even gives a taunt. So that stops Gorehowl from working on the Temporary Protector, which is the creature I'd actually like to hit. There's Scarlet Crusader, a little bit late for the party. Alright, I'm not going to Gorehowl that Rocketeer, that would be a little bit reckless, but we are going to throw down some taunts to preserve my interests. I'm actually going to lose this game, I think. I'm very far behind now. He's just had enough removal every single turn, like just barely enough, squeaky hinges enough, to stop me from getting a toehold on the board, and that's stopped me from being able to, you know, use my minions to hit him and Gorehowl him off. He's actually at full health. This is ridiculous. Swipe number 2 drops down the pike. So that'll damage me a fair amount. The Reckless Rocketeer at least died. He plays Azure Drake, which is unfortunate because that means that he gets another card, and the one thing I don't want him getting right now is other cards. Alright, let's slam it. In case I get Execute, I would rather use that than Gorehowl. Dark Iron Dwarf. Ah. So we have to do this. I have to armor up now. Like, everything in the universe at this point will kill me. Could have Battle Raged for a card. But yeah, there's no way I'm going to get more than a card off Battle Rage. Well, swipe, Starfire, and it's over. I have to count on Dark Iron Dwarf plus Scarlet Crusader being able to kill whatever he drops. And it cannot do that versus Ironbark. I have to get Execute or else I lose the game. So obviously I can't hit this with my weapon. He's going to just ploink me down, which makes perfect sense. I need Execute or Wolf Rider. Core Chron Elite, you will do, pig. You will do. Run that in there. Run that in there. Run that in there. Armor up. And sure, I'll Gorehowl the face. I'm obviously not going to be Gorehowling minions ever again, so I might as well do that, and then I can Gorehowl his face again. So 5, still swipe, or a Starfire will kill me. He didn't have it the previous turn, so he'd have to top deck it to get it. Another Reckless Rocketeer would also kill me. Wild Growth for a card? Well, so he's just top decking more, that's fine. At least he didn't have Gadgets and Auctioneer. So he's getting another chance to get Swiper Starfire to kill me. That doesn't really work, although it's a lot of stuff on the board that I have to deal with, which is very annoying. Okay, so since he couldn't kill me, he ended up just putting a bunch of stuff on the board. He should really kill the Scarlet Crusader. Let's see if he does that or if he keeps going for the face. Goes for the Crusader, which is the smart move. Okay. So I have to kill this Dark Iron Dwarf now, which stops me from killing these other things. Heroic Strike, you are not helpful, I'm afraid. Let's see if let's go crazy. Let's say I kill this. Battle Rage for 2 cards. Gorehowl to kill that. No, then I can't armor up. All right, I'm gonna do this though. I need to be risky. I can't just throw my Dark Iron Dwarf at that. All right, there we go. That is really, really good news. So what I can do here is the following. We Heroic Strike. I've already used Battle Rage. What am I doing? I thought I had Battle Rage in my hand for some reason. Oh god, I'm silly. Anyway, we're gonna Heroic Strike. No. Oh, shoot. I should have just... Whatever. We're gonna Heroic Strike. We're gonna kill that guy. Going down to 1 health. I will armor up. Cruel Taskmaster that away. And here's his last chance to kill me. Last chance to kill me on the spot. With a swipe, Starfire, charge creature. Anything will do. It doesn't have that. I play Dark Scale Healer and armor up. And then I'm actually getting a toehold. So he heals himself. That's fine. I can kill this with my dwarf. No probalo. He's going to shapeshift to ploink away at my face a bit more. Yep. Okay. Does he have 2 damage? No, he does not. All right. So I'm going to get up to a decent number of health here. I'm going to get up to 6 health, which is a little bit safer than I used to be. Kill that. So there are still cards you could top deck that let him win. Starfire is still a kill. Swipe no longer is. Reckless Rocketeer is still.
I got the
He got Gadget and Auctioneer, which is very annoying. Is this a spell? Is he going to get a guard off of it? Because if he can, that's very frustrating. If he can't, I'm in good shape. What's he going to do? Killing Dark Iron Dwarf, okay. Does he have a card to spell? I bet he wishes he'd hung on to that Wild Growth. Alright, Cool Taskmaster is very solid here. I can't win. Oh, can I win? Well, what is this? 6, 13, 50. No, I can't win. What I'm going to do is I'm going to Cruel Taskmaster my other Cruel Taskmaster. That lets me kill his Gadget and Auctioneer, hit him for 4, armor up, play Korokron Elite, swing for 4. Oh my gosh, I actually can win now. So I had 8 health. Well, now he needs 2 cards to kill me. Like a Ragnaros luckily hitting me in the face, or like 2 is the only like single card that will work. Demolisher doesn't do anything whatsoever. And Big Game Hunter does nothing whatsoever. Luckily I didn't have my Molten Giant this game, or else that would have gotten Big Game Hunted. And this is actually lethal damage. Oh my god. Well, look at that Warrior Hero ability. That was the only thing that kept me alive this game. So we swing. Aling. Wolf Rider would not have enough juice, so we have to Gyroblast him. And there it goes. Well played, and from the jaws of defeat, we take victory. Alright, 8-2. And I think now it's probably 50-50 or roughly thereabouts. My odds of winning any given game. And it's all gravy from here. I've actually stayed over 9,000 for a couple of arena runs now, and I will stay over 9,000 again for this one. There was a leak recently on Reddit, and posted lots of different places as well, that showed some like Chinese slide, like some table with Chinese text that was supposedly leaking the price structure for Curse of Nextramus, the expansion due out this summer. According to that, which it's not confirmed in the slightest, but according to that, it's going to cost a total of 5,000 gold to open up all the wings, which is a little bit high. I was expecting something more along the lines of like 500 to maybe 700 or 800 per wing. So it looked like it was like increasing. It was like 500 for the first, then 1,000, then 1,500, then 2,000 or something like that, for a total of 5,000 for all 5. Now the first one, of course, is free, and then it just kind of worked up from there. So if that's true, that's a little bit annoying, but then again, that's, you know, why I've been saving all that gold.
Hello?
Instead of buying packs, because then I can just buy it and hopefully build my gold back up before any further expansions are released. She's a very good answer to Argent Squire. This thing will get enraged against my Squire, and then she can Fire Blast the Squire to death. I am getting the super slow start. Can't even play anything on turn 3. Molten Giant's just dead. This is looking pretty bad. She looks like will actually do this. Oh no, she's gonna enrage it with her... That's dumb. That is a mistake. My opponent is so lucky that I didn't get my... Oh, well, there it is. I mean, basically, she should have just enraged against the Squire and then Fire Blasted the Squire. I would have been at full health, but then she wouldn't be giving me this opening to kill her minion. I am actually shocked that at 8 wins I'm fighting someone who played this way. I'm guessing the matchmaker gave me someone low, because someone who's good at the game would never have made a play like that. It just leaves too much to chance. So now my opponent, by making a terrible mistake, actually got me back in the game. That was a huge mistake. I can't overstate it, because look, if she'd killed my Argent Squire, her Berserker would have been at 2 health. I wouldn't have been able to kill it. I wouldn't have been able to do anything last turn, because this would have been unplayable. And I would have had to armor up. So right now, she would have a 5-2, and I would have nothing. Instead, she has nothing, and I have 3 power and toughness on the board. I mean, that is just pretty gigantic. She plays Trust the Pirate's Code, which is fine. I could play the No Mission Venture and throw these things at the pirate, but let's just do the Korokron Elite. Kill the pirate. We're gonna swing for the face. This Argent Squire, Hero Squire, has actually lived here on the board for many turns now. 4 turns it survived. And it's gonna survive another turn. Quite remarkable. This is very good against my creatures, so I will protect my babies with Arcanite Reaper, which, unlike Fiery War Axe, actually does kill the No Mission Venture. And also, I do not incur any card disadvantage. Notice these minions that, by the way, should not be existing are just hitting her for damage every turn. Like, the game would have been so different if she had just killed my Argent Squire when she had the chance. I really just can't stop harping on it. Alright. So, we got a couple of options here. Okay, I'm gonna do this because this lets me play 2 minions, and I think playing 2 minions is better than playing just 1. Should I hit her in the face? No, let's not commit to hitting her in the face just yet. There are plenty of minions that I'd like to deal 5 damage to. She can, of course, Fire Blast the Wolf Rider, but that leaves her with only 4 mana and pretty much any 4-drop, other than Water Elemental, which we actually have not seen today. Oh god, please don't let that be a jinx. But of all the mages I have played, we have actually not seen a single Water Elemental. That is actually quite amazing. I will not take that for granted. Direwolf Alpha, you are not actually helpful here. Shoot. Well, let's draw a card first. See if I get something that might change my mind. Cruel Taskmaster! Yes! Perfect. So we kill the pig. I'm gonna use my weapon to kill the hunter. Now the reason that I'm doing that, instead of using the Divine Shield, is that in case she plays Flame Strike, I want this thing to survive. So if she doesn't play Flame Strike, the wolf is very good next turn, and I can actually batter her down quite a bit. Leaving my deck full with, you know, Gore Howls and Fiery War Axe and Charge Creatures and all sorts of stuff that can kill her. She drops that, which is annoying. The wolf does not quite kill this. It's actually very annoying. Can't quite kill this thing. Well, maybe I'll get a card. Maybe I'll get something that helps. I just need 1 more point of damage, and that'll be good. She's actually going to burn me a bit, which is an interesting choice. Fen Creeper. Alright, well, let's go ahead and play Fen Creeper. Wait, no, wait a minute. Let's play the wolf. Wait, I actually don't need the wolf, do I? These guys will kill that anyway. Yes, I don't need the wolf here, so we will run this in. Run that in. Kill this thing off. Play Darkscale Healer? Although, there's really no point in playing the Darkscale Healer, is there? Because she's going to ping the Scarlet Crusader, not this. So I actually have a turn to play that. Let's just play the Fen Creeper and the wolf. Alright, so now we're threatening 7 damage. Take her down to 10 health, and at that point, she's very close to death and is in a lot of trouble. Flame Strike's not good here. The Fen Creeper survives. I smell a Flame Strike anyway. Yeah, there it is. Okay, let's go ahead and play Darkscale Healer. Use Heroic Strike to kill the Apprentice. Hit her in the face, armor up. Molten Giant's actually playable next turn, which is good. If she doesn't have any polymorphs, she won't be able to deal with it. Another Flame Strike would clear my board, leaving her with 4 cards to my 2, which is pretty good for her, but we did manage to bait out 1 Flame Strike, so the odds of her having a second one now are significantly lower. Alright, as I say all that, there's the Flame Strike. If she has polymorph, she's almost certainly going to win. But if she doesn't have an answer to this Molten Giant, I could actually steal this game right now. So we are just going to play the Molten Giant, boom. See if she has an answer. She has 5 cards to come up with a Big Game Hunter or a Polymorph, or at the very least, like a Mirror Image or something to stop me from bashing her face. Because if I can get her down to 6 health, she's screwed. Oh god, I smell a Polymorph. Is this what she just got? Fireball? No! She just has a bunch of creatures that do nothing! Well, that's good news. Let's take a look. This is 9-11 damage. I'm at 21 health. Yeah, I feel pretty good about my chances. Let's actually just hit her in the face. Play this. Hit her in the face. Play this. This is now lethal. So now, it's really difficult for her to kill me without killing herself. She'd have to polymorph this or silence this, but if she's using a card to silence this, it's much more difficult for her to come up with 10 damage. Now, she could have had Owl, Fireball, Fireball. That would have actually won her the game. But that would have to be her 3 cards exactly. So we actually make it to 9 wins. Lots of mages in this run, too. But as I said, I'd rather see mages than paladins, and I think you can see why. We're not doing too badly there against the mages. Although there's always outs that they could have had, the odds that they will actually have the out every single time are very, very small. So 9 wins is nice. I'd like to get a 10th win so that I'm guaranteed to get no mundane commons. It's my least favorite thing in the arena, as I say every single time I'm here. And we were once at 1-1 and once at 3-2, and I said I thought the deck was good. And look at this, folks. We're at 9-2. The deck was good. We just had some bad luck early on, and after that we were all totally fine. Alright, let's see who the game wants to give us. It's taken a long time to find an opponent. Everyone's afraid to play me, as I'm sure the reason why. Ooh, the cancel button goes away when it finds a match. That's like a little stealth interface change. I did not notice that before. Alright, who we got? Another mage. What you doing? I'm pretty sure I've played this person before because I remember finding this pun hilarious. What you doing? That's great. That's great. Well done. Well done. Let's mulligan the Dark Iron Dwarf, but we'll keep the... no, let's mulligan that too. Let's just keep our 1-drop and 3-drop. Get rid of the 4-drop, see what else we can get. The answer is nothing good. This is actually worse than what I had mulliganed, but... well, now those cards are in the deck, I can draw them again. What you doing? I don't remember if this person was good or not. It was a long time ago, like a really long time ago that I played against What You Doing. Alright, Fiery War Axe still keeps on not showing up in my opening hands. That's just life. This is a decent chance of killing the Young Priestess, but the Young Priestess will get to buff the health of something on my opponent's turn here, assuming she has a creature to play. Battle Rage is pretty much a dead card at the moment. This is a 2-3, which is very irritating. It means that Warsong Commander will actually not work right now. Not that I necessarily wanted to coin it out. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. So we'll actually coin into... Now, Arcane Explosion is extremely strong right now. It'll kill both my minions, but assuming she doesn't have that, the Panther gets to kill the Geomancer, and then I can play the Warsong Commander. Actually, if some other minion, Warsong Commander again is unplayable, but I feel like it's worth the risk. And indeed, she's going to Fire Blast the Argent Squire, so as long as she doesn't have any 1-drops, we're good to go. Boink, a loink, a loink. Yes. So we kill this, and then we play the Warsong Commander. This engine will have taunt, or charge next turn. It will also have taunt next turn, but yeah. Charge is perhaps the more important feature of this card at the moment, if the Warsong Commander's live. Last mage had Frostbolt. Will this mage have Frostbolt? It's pretty much the only answer apart from Wolf Rider, and she could use Fireball or Polymorph, but she doesn't really want to. She has Chillwind Yeti. Oh, that's annoying, because it's just really good against me. Well, we'll do this anyway. We'll play this engine. We're going to swing at her face. No real point running into this Yeti. Now, the Yeti can hit this engine, and then she can ping this engine to death. That's life. At least then she's not doing anything else with, you know, 40% of her mana. Direwolf Alpha lets her kill this engine and live to tell about it. That's frustrating. Does she have a Frostbolt as well? She actually does have a Frostbolt as well. What the hell? That's a load of baloney dongs. Oh, man. Alright, we're going to use Korokon Elite. And I'm going to kill the wolf. Bold move here. Now she's going to force Fire Blast this, but that's fine by me. She's still pulling a third of her mana to do that. And she gets this engine. Man, she has so many good 4-drops. Do you see why I say good 4-drops win games? This Yeti just ruined my life, and then this engine is helping to continue ruining it. Gnomish Inventor, are you any good? Yep. Gotta fish for that execute. Gorahowl could be good next turn. So if I get lucky, I can Gorahowl this engine, and then if the Gnomish Inventor's around, that'll kill off the Yeti. Of course, you could use this engine plus Fire Blast to kill the Gnomish Inventor. This is a problem, because Gorahowl would kill the War Golem, but it won't because this engine is in the way. Ah, Jesus H. I'm about to get whooped. Can I even Gorahowl? Is that even allowed? Well, I'm gonna have to try. It's getting very dicey. Very dicey indeed, because this War Golem's a serious ass problem. I'm about to be at 7 health. She could win with a Fireball on the spot. Well, we made it to 9 wins. That's pretty good. And, you know, the mages were just too much for us. Although there, the mage thing wasn't that bad. It was just the really good 4-drops that did me in. Knife Juggler was going to give her extra damage. More taunt. Oh, no. Oh, and I can't even attack. Jesus Christ. Just giving me a premature bad-mannered well played. And I don't really blame her because the game is in fact over. I'm not gonna say well played though, because that's premature. That's rude. That's rude saying well played there. You don't know what I had. Could have had a brawl or something. You don't know. You don't know me, man. Anyway, that's that. So 9 wins. We could get a mundane common, but as long as we don't, I'll be happy with the prize. Thanks for watching the video. Please like it. Please subscribe to my channel, and please watch what prizes I get. I don't know why you should really care what prizes I get, but you can watch them anyway. Here we gippity goopity go. Yep. Gold common. Oof, dodging a bullet. And 180 gold. Not the best gold prize, but still, it's pretty solid. Let's take a look at our pack. Golden common. Can I get a rare as well? I got a rare. Well, I didn't get anything special, but that is more dust than your usual run. We're getting 50 dust from the golden common in the arena, plus another 50 from that golden common in the pack. Oops, what is, nope, okay. Doobity boop. Alright, so we have an Unbound Elemental, which is a good card. Like, I wouldn't mind having a gold copy of that card someday, but I just don't want to, like, spend dust on gold cards, or, like, have these things taking up space in my page book, and have Blizzard come out with an expansion someday and not have enough dust to complete it all immediately. Plus, I want instant gratification. I'm racing. I want to get the full set as soon as possible. So, sorry for disenchanting those gold cards, but that's what I'm going to do. We're going to play Rogue, Mage, or Warlock next. Ah, jeez, what a bad selection. So we did Rogue before this. I feel like I've done a decent amount of Mage lately. I might have to take a hiatus from my Warlock hiatus and play Warlock, or I could just say screw it and play Mage. We'll see, we'll see. And I'm actually going to do a stream tomorrow, I think. It's not 100% confirmed, but in that case, this will just be the first run of that stream, and that way I can absolve myself of selection duties. Either way, thanks again for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.